Alright, Duck Productions again. In this tutorial, I'm basically going to go over how to remove viruses and how to make sure they don't come back. And show you where to go to ensure they don't come back by removing system restores and cleaning out certain temp files and whatnot. And then of course, after you're done doing all this, I always recommend you do a system defrag. Again, I'm just going to go over this program like I've done in a couple other tutorials. The number one killer for viruses is Malwarebytes. Let me see if I can. There you are. Malwarebytes is this and another one I'm going to show you, which is called Combofix. That is in the download, in the description of the video. Right after it finishes updating, let it do that. If you're really screwed, you do a full scan, obviously. I mean, if you were having issues where it says you have like the fake antivirus ones, the other ones, you want to do a full scan. But if it's just a minimal issue, you can do quick scan most of the times and it'll pick it up. But if you're really security conscious, you might as well go with the full. I'm not going to do it because I've already done it and cleaned out my system already. The next one you want to look into is CC Cleaner, right here. This is towards the end. Actually, no, if you do this before you start scanning for viruses, it will basically make so it has to scan through as many files. Delete, delete. The next one is Combofix. This will work on any operating system besides Mac, including 64-bit operating systems. They recently patched that. When you give it a second to download, it'll have the Thundercat icon. I agree. Let it go through, let it go through. Now, the downside to this program is that once it starts scanning, it's going to kill your internet. And before it does that, it's going to ask you to download and install the Windows Recovery package. And that basically ensures that if it deletes a file that's connected to a Windows file and your computer will not boot up, they cover themselves. But this is the IT tech specialist tool, so only use this if you know how to fix it once shit hits the fan. If it does delete a Windows file, in the about 100 times that I've used this program, that has never happened, but you never know. So right now it's going to scan, but I'm going to cancel that because that's going to kill my internet and make it all. See how it already killed it. It'll fix it in a bit. The next thing is Trend Micro. Let's see. And that is how you fix it. If you do screw it up in the middle of the scan, you just re-enable it and disable it. Come on, you little bloody page. Good boy. Alright. Another one that you want to look into is called Avast. You can use this just to remove viruses, or you can use it for a full free antivirus. I used the free edition for the past 3 years. I've never had a virus infection. AVG, there's too many slip past the net, and it's just bloatware. It has too much shit on it now. So I would recommend Avast. Get the free edition, download now, and go through all that, blah, blah, blah. Another one that you might want to install, just to ensure that, this is only if you're still having issues and nothing else can pick it up, is you get House Call. And House Call is basically for technicians that go into people's houses, and it does the quickest scan possible to remove as many viruses as possible. Then to clean it up, after all this is done, you want to disable System Restore, because System Restore, basically how a virus works is that it's gonna want to make sure that if it's a smart virus, if it's well done, like what I would have done, is, and what most people will do, is they make it so that it saves when you restore your system. So if you were ever to restore it to a date before, or like on the same day because you needed a file that you missed, it would come back most of the time. I would say 90% chance for most viruses nowadays because they're programmed very intelligently. So you want to delete all your system restores. Mine's obviously disabled. I just turned them all off and deleted it. If you need to delete them, it'll be right here. Or you can do them all. You can do that in CC Cleaner by going to CC Cleaner here, then going to Tools and System Restore, and then going through and deleting all of it. And then just make one new one after you remove all the viruses, and your problem will be fixed. But make sure all the viruses are gone first. Let's see, the next one would be, you have to use CC Cleaner to clean up a registry and all that, and then you have to use the inbuilt system. This picks up the files that it normally wouldn't pick up inside of CC Cleaner. And if all else fails and you're still getting a little pop-up, most likely it's not a virus and it's just adware, and it is just set to open when you turn on your computer. So you go to Startup tab, and you basically have to research and figure out what everything does and figure out what it's for. If you need to actually go to the directory where it's installed, you can pull over the command and go through all these files and figure out what this is, how it works. You can Google it. I mean, you can pretty much break it down your system in like less than 20 minutes and figure out what should be running, what shouldn't be running, and what needs to be taken off immediately. So that's basically how you make sure it's not starting up when you turn on your computer. I mean, I don't have it online, so I can't really show you, but all it really depends on is you researching each registry key that's starting up. Let's see, the last, but not the least important, would be plugins. Plugins can open your system up to virus infections and different types of adware and bloatware that can get on your system whenever you're on a website, especially if the system's been compromised, the website. I would recommend that you check your plugins because I've been to people's houses where it'll say security vulnerability and their Firefox is what let the virus in, or their Safari, or their Opera, all their Internet Explorer. All the browsers are susceptible to letting viruses in, and the only way to fix that is to go to each website and ensure that your version is up to date and you have the latest one. That's all you gotta do. And to do that, you simply, if you're in Safari, you just look for add-ons, look for plugins, look for widgets, any of those, and it'll link you to where you go to look at the version number and all that. And it should say up to date, out of date, blah blah blah, or you should really consider getting a new browser. But let's see, if you need to, you just Google the name. So if you want to get the latest version of Flash, you just type it in. Go to the first one, pretty much. Make sure it says what makes it. Let's see. That's if I need to get Shockwave Player, which is Flash. I don't need that because it's fully updated. Like, you just go through that. It'll have you close your browser, and then you go through that whole annoying process of reinstall or update and whatnot. You can use Spybot, but this program has not been updated in years, and it's a dinosaur compared to what do you call it? It's a dinosaur compared to Malwarebytes. Malwarebytes is a lot more updated. Looks like they're pushing out a new version, but I'll test that out later on. But for now, I would recommend just using Malwarebytes and just interchanging out software if it doesn't detect your issue. And make sure you run Combofix as the first wave, like the first scanner. Or it just matters, but you can use Combofix to ensure you removed everything, or you can use it to clean it up, and then use the other programs to make sure that Combofix didn't mix anything. Well, that's pretty much my tutorial on how to remove viruses. Thanks for